Pete Canalicchio presents
4 Solid Reasons for Investing in New Business. Of the 1,435 companies Jim Collins evaluated in his landmark book, Good to Great, only 11 companies emerged as great: Abbott Laboratories, Circuit City, Fannie Mae, Gillette Company, Kimberly-Clark Corp., The Kroger Company, Nucor Corp., Philip Morris Companies, Inc., Pitney Bowes, Inc., Walgreens, and Wells Fargo. Each had demonstrated a pattern of good performance, punctuated by a transition point after which it shifted to great performance, defined as a cumulative total stock return of at least 3 times the general market for the period from the transition point through 15 years. In fact, the 11 good to great companies that Collins found averaged returns 6.9 times greater than the market, more than twice the performance rate of General Electric under the legendary Jack Welch. Even so, several of those companies would later fail, a sign that even greatness is no guarantee to success. Investing for growth is a dilemma. Emmer's view is that if the total industry revenue has strong momentum, the argument can be made to spend 80% or more, in terms of sales, marketing, product development, etc., on growing its core business. If a market is in decline, then the company should invest 40% or more in growing new businesses. Some conclusions from these findings seem obvious, others less so. Obviously, no company grows by doing nothing. Those companies that take an active part in capitalizing on fast-growing sectors are more likely to reap greater rewards than those that try only to reap organic benefits. Secondly, many companies are not recognizing their own latent potential because they can't see it or they don't want to act on it. These companies probably have work to do in terms of defining and refocusing their operations around their core strengths. Thirdly, while diversification is seen by many as an effective growth strategy, the search for growth must not be at the expense of focus or relevance, because a lack of either is potentially disastrous. The judgment calls around when to shift and when to focus is critical. Companies that have diversified too far and find themselves spread too thin need to rein in their borders. Finally, historic greatness and growth is no guarantor of future prosperity. Less obviously, growth itself will peter out over time unless there is an effective and competitive long-term growth plan in place. Finally, the majority of growth is likely to come from riding inherent growth from prosperous sectors and/or acquiring influential scale and corresponding efficiencies through merger and acquisition and/or another expansion strategy.
You were listening to a Pete Canalicchio production. Grab valuable resources from brand licensing experts for 100% free today. Are you interested in extending your brand's influence, strengthening consumer relationships, and generating unlimited revenue from guaranteed royalty payments? Get your free membership today. Visit PeteCanalicchio.com/fast-track.